All right, so there's currently some news out here. Diablo Immortal will not be playable in Belgium or the Netherlands. It has currently been blocked. This video is going to explain why. Well, if you look at Reddit, etc., you're going to be seeing different people complaining that the game's no longer available, that it was showing up, and now it's not showing up anymore. This is because of something called loot box laws. Countries like Belgium and Netherlands in particular have these loot box laws, and the punishment for not complying with loot box laws is absolutely massive fines. I mean, look at that, it's 700,000 pounds, up to 5 years in prison for the publishers. Obviously, no company is going to willfully go out there and break these laws. So what are loot boxes and what is the loot box law? Loot boxes are effectively, for the sake of the regulation, getting random RNG rewards out of like a random purchase. Like you do a purchase, you get random reward. These would be like shards in Raid Shadow Legends, summoning heroes in multiple gacha games, you know, wishes in Genshin Impact. In Marvel Future Revolution, it would be like for polling for costumes, etc. So essentially, they have anti-loot box laws. This article was written back in 2018. If my brain serves correctly, that would be right around when this loot box law actually came into statement. And the reason they had them mostly was the games like Star Wars Battlefront 2 at the time came out with one of the most downvoted posts of all time. Like if I scroll up and find it here, look at this. The most downvoted post of all time for Reddit had over 600,000 downvotes, if I remember correctly. And this was the sense of pride and accomplishment was their explanation for this. Remember this? This is right when these loot box laws started to be really a big discussion, and the whole pay-to-win / loot box thing was really in the public eye more than anything. Fast forward to today, Diablo Immortal is not available in Belgium and Netherlands. Now, trying to figure out why, because there's not actually loot boxes in this game, the conclusion I came to was because of this system, which is the Elder Rift system. So what they do is they actually look at the apps in the App Store, like Google Play and the iOS Store, and they look and say, okay, does it fulfill the requirements for what we consider a loot box? And the only thing I consider a loot box is maybe the crest system, where effectively what you can do is you can buy basically an unlimited amount of these legendary quests, do Elder's Rift, and you're going to be receiving a higher percentage drop for some things, and these drops are going to be random. So because of the random nature of it and the microtransaction nature of it, this is more than likely what I'm assuming is triggering the loot box law over in Belgium and Netherlands. Now, these laws are more designed for things closer to like FIFA. They even listed here FIFA, Overwatch, Counter-Strike, Global Offensive, for instance. I mean, these are really some loot box ones that we know of. And Star Wars Battlefront 2, which is no longer a microtransaction game, actually, but FIFA would be a great example. And these games are racking in tons and tons and tons of money from these sort of loot box mechanics. Diablo is very different, so I'm actually surprised this one got caught by it. Now, let's say you're in Belgium or the Netherlands and you want to be able to go around this. How can you get around this? Well, one of the most common ways, depending upon if it's region locked, if Diablo Immortal themselves don't region lock it, meaning they go out of their way to block people from those areas, what you can do is you just be able to download the APK from a website such like APK Pure. Once the game actually comes out, you can just drag it to an emulator and play there. However, if that doesn't work, what you're going to need is probably a VPN. For instance, I'm sponsored by ExpressVPN. I'm sure I'll dig up my ExpressVPN link for you guys somewhere. You can download and install a VPN, and then a VPN normally would get you around these sort of things anyway. Now, I can't say that this is going to be 100% legal within the terms of their agreement with this or anything, so you could get banned. I don't know their stance on VPNs or anything like that, but this is the one such very obvious thing that people are going to say. They're going to say try a VPN, they're going to say try downloading the APK, and depending upon whether or not they actually block your connection from those regions, this will or will not work. I am again very surprised that the Elder Rift system is triggering these loot box laws. I think as far as microtransactions go, this game is going to be available to spend as much money as basically any other game, but it's not actually like a loot. I mean, I guess it's a loot box with extra steps, but it doesn't really feel that way to me. It's more of a modifier. So, you know, that one's a little surprising for me, but that's what it is, and that's what's going on, and that is why you're going to be seeing posts like this one where it says, I can't download it in Belgium, and when the game comes out, you're going to be seeing people be like, I thought the game for sure was out. I was seeing all this cool footage. I want to play the game, and then suddenly they can't play it if they're from Belgium or Netherlands. Now you know why, and you'll be able to tell them why as well. For more Diablo Immortal news, content, information, updates, and all other stuff until the game launches, subscribe here by hitting the red button, maybe, or hitting the like button if you want to, I guess. And that's about it. Love y'all. See you in the next one.